What if you could remember everything you learn forever? Discover the magic of spaced repetition and transform your study sessions. To spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is a learning technique that involves reviewing information at increasing intervals to enhance long-term retention. This method helps in embedding knowledge deeper into your memory by utilizing timing and repetition. The technique leverages the forgetting curve, which shows how information is lost over time. By revisiting material just before forgetting, spaced repetition strengthens memory retention. The concept of spaced repetition has its origins in Soviet Russia, where psychologist Pyotr Wozniak developed early algorithms to optimize learning through spaced intervals. Studies reveal that spaced repetition dramatically improves recall and understanding by engaging the brain in active recall, which is more effective than passive review. Active recall involves actively retrieving information from memory, a process that significantly strengthens memory pathways and enhances retention over time. Spaced repetition combines the testing effect and the spacing effect. The testing effect reinforces learning through practice retrieval, while the spacing effect optimizes timing. This method can be applied to various fields like language learning, medical studies, and even general knowledge. It's particularly useful for mastering complex subjects. Ready to boost your memory? Start incorporating spaced repetition into your study routine today. If you're finding this useful, a quick like would be amazing. Historical background, Russian origins. Spaced repetition originated in Russia, where psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus first explored memory and forgetting in the late 19th century. His experiments laid the groundwork for understanding how information retention can be improved through strategic repetition. Ebbinghaus's research revealed the forgetting curve, demonstrating how information is lost over time without reinforcement. His findings emphasize the importance of reviewing material at increasing intervals to combat this natural decline in memory. Ebbinghaus conducted experiments using nonsense syllables to study memory retention. His pioneering work showed that repetition over spaced intervals significantly enhanced the durability of memory. The spacing effect, a key component of spaced repetition, was identified by Ebbinghaus. It refers to the phenomenon where learning is more effective when study sessions are spaced out over time rather than crammed together. In the 20th century, Soviet educators adopted spaced repetition techniques to improve learning efficiency. These methods were particularly utilized in language learning and technical training, showcasing their wide applicability. Spaced repetition gradually gained international recognition, influencing educational practices worldwide. The technique's effectiveness in enhancing memory retention has been supported by numerous studies across different cultures and disciplines. Today, spaced repetition is widely used in digital learning tools. From language apps to medical training programs, the technique helps users retain vast amounts of information efficiently. Have you tried any spaced repetition software? Share your experience. The foundational work of Russian psychologists and educators continues to influence modern learning strategies. Their insights into memory and retention paved the way for innovative educational approaches that benefit learners worldwide. The science behind spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is a learning technique where information is reviewed at increasing intervals. This method leverages the brain's natural forgetting curve to enhance memory retention over time. The forgetting curve demonstrates how quickly we forget information. Spaced repetition counters this by reviewing information just before it is forgotten, strengthening memory retention. The spacing effect suggests that information is better remembered if exposure is spread out over time. This is a core principle of spaced repetition, making it highly effective for long-term learning. Spaced repetition combines the spacing effect with the testing effect. Actively recalling information, as opposed to passive review, strengthens memory and retrieval capabilities. By reviewing information at strategic intervals, spaced repetition ensures that each review session reinforces memory just as it's about to fade, optimizing retention. Active recall during spaced repetition sessions forces the brain to retrieve information, embedding it more deeply into long-term memory. This technique is crucial for effective learning. The benefits of spaced repetition are vast: improved long-term retention, efficient use of study time, increased ability to recall information, better performance on exams. To implement spaced repetition, consider using flashcards or digital tools that schedule reviews at optimal intervals. This structured approach maximizes learning efficiency. Spaced repetition is not just a study technique, it's a powerful tool for lifelong learning. By embedding knowledge deeply, it prepares you for real-world applications. If you're finding this useful, a quick like would be amazing. Understanding the forgetting curve. The forgetting curve, developed by Hermann Ebbinghaus, illustrates how quickly we forget information without reinforcement. This curve shows a steep decline in memory retention shortly after learning, emphasizing the need for effective repetition strategies. The forgetting curve demonstrates that without review, our memory retention drops significantly. Initially, we may retain 100% of information, but without reinforcement, this can drop to around 40% within just a few days. Spaced repetition counters the forgetting curve by strategically timing reviews before information is forgotten. This technique strengthens memory retention and gradually increases the intervals between reviews. Spaced repetition leverages two key principles, the spacing effect and the testing effect. Together, they enhance memory consolidation and retrieval, making information more accessible in the long term. Incorporating spaced repetition into your study routine can dramatically improve your ability to recall information. Regularly revisiting material at increasing intervals ensures knowledge is retained more effectively. To optimize your study sessions using spaced repetition, consider these tips. Use flashcards to facilitate active recall. Schedule reviews at progressively longer intervals. Track your progress to identify weak areas. Numerous apps and platforms, like Anki and Quizlet, offer spaced repetition features. These tools automate scheduling and notifications, making it easier to adhere to an effective study routine. Tailor your use of the forgetting curve and spaced repetition to fit your personal learning style. Experiment with different tools and intervals to discover what enhances your memory retention best. By understanding and applying the forgetting curve, you can significantly boost your learning efficiency. If you're finding this content helpful, consider subscribing for more insights on effective study techniques. Spaced repetition techniques and strategies. Spaced repetition involves reviewing material at increasing intervals to embed it in long-term memory. This method leverages the forgetting curve and ensures information retention. It's a powerful tool for effective learning. The forgetting curve illustrates how quickly we forget information. Spaced repetition combats this by revisiting material just before it's forgotten, reinforcing memory retention. Active recall is a crucial part of spaced repetition. Actively retrieving information strengthens memory. Combining active recall with spaced intervals optimizes retention. To implement spaced repetition, create a schedule that revisits material at gradually increasing intervals. Use flashcards or software to track your progress and ensure consistent review. Software like Anki or Quizlet can automate spaced repetition, offering customizable intervals and tracking to enhance study efficiency. These tools make it easier to manage large volumes of information. Key tips for effective spaced repetition include: start with short intervals and gradually increase them. Use visual aids to enhance memory. Regularly assess your progress and adjust as needed. Avoid these common mistakes in spaced repetition: ignoring the intervals and reviewing too soon, overloading with too much material at once, not actively engaging with the content. Consistent practice with spaced repetition leads to improved recall and a deeper understanding of the material. It's a strategy that rewards persistence and regularity. Joining online forums or study groups can provide support and motivation. Share your strategies and learn from others to enhance your spaced repetition experience. If you're finding this useful, a quick like would be amazing. Using spaced repetition software. Spaced repetition software helps optimize your study sessions by scheduling review intervals based on how well you've learned the material. This ensures information is stored in long-term memory effectively. Selecting the right spaced repetition software is crucial for effective learning. Consider the following factors: user-friendly interface, customizable study schedules, compatibility with various devices, support for multimedia content. Once you've chosen your software, Setting it up involves importing or creating flashcards. Organize these cards into decks based on topics or subjects for structured learning. Spaced repetition software uses algorithms to determine the optimal time to review each card. This is based on your performance, ensuring you're revisiting material just before you might forget it. The power of spaced repetition is enhanced by active recall. Actively retrieving information from memory not only strengthens retention, but also makes future recalls easier. To maximize engagement, incorporate multimedia elements like images, audio, and video into your flashcards. This can make learning more dynamic and memorable. Most spaced repetition software provides insights into your progress. Use these analytics to identify areas where you need more practice and adjust your study plan accordingly. Consistency is key to success with spaced repetition. Set aside dedicated time each day for review sessions to ensure that learning becomes a habit. If you're finding this useful, a quick like would be amazing. Customize your spaced repetition approach to fit your unique learning style. Whether you prefer visual aids or auditory cues, tailor your study sessions for maximum effectiveness. Have you tried this method? Share your experience below. Benefits and effectiveness in long-term memory. Spaced repetition is a technique where study sessions are spaced out over time, helping to reinforce information and embed it into long-term memory. This strategic approach leverages the brain's natural ability to retain information more effectively over extended periods. The forgetting curve illustrates how quickly we forget information over time without reinforcement. Spaced repetition combats this by revisiting material at optimal intervals, ensuring that information is retained before it's forgotten. Spaced repetition works by strengthening neural connections each time information is reviewed. This repeated retrieval practice helps in solidifying knowledge, making recall easier and more reliable. Active recall is a powerful component of spaced repetition. It involves actively retrieving information from memory. This process enhances the retention and retrieval strength of the information learned. Educators and students alike can benefit from spaced repetition to improve learning outcomes. By systematically reviewing material, learners can achieve better results in exams and retain knowledge long after the course is completed. Spaced repetition is exceptionally efficient for memorizing vast amounts of information. It enables learners to manage and recall thousands of facts by systematically organizing review sessions. There are various tools available, such as Anki or Quizlet, that facilitate spaced repetition. These platforms utilize algorithms to schedule reviews, optimizing the learning process for users. One of the strengths of spaced repetition is its adaptability. Users can tailor their study sessions to focus on weaker areas, ensuring that their learning is both efficient and effective. If you're finding this useful, a quick like would be amazing. Incorporating spaced repetition into your study routine can transform the way you learn. By enhancing memory retention and improving recall, it's a powerful tool for anyone looking to retain information in the long term. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know below. Optimizing your study sessions. Spaced repetition leverages the spacing effect to enhance memory retention. By reviewing material at strategically increasing intervals, you reinforce learning and make information easier to recall long term. This method is effective because it combats the natural forgetting curve. Active recall is a critical component of spaced repetition. It involves actively retrieving information from memory, which strengthens memory retrieval pathways. This practice is more effective than passive review, as it engages your brain more deeply in the learning process. Numerous apps and software tools are designed for spaced repetition, such as Anki and Quizlet. These tools automate scheduling reviews, making it easier to integrate spaced repetition into your study routine. They track your progress and adjust intervals based on your performance. To maximize spaced repetition, crafting effective study cards is essential. Use clear, concise language. Focus on one concept per card. Incorporate images if possible. Review and refine cards regularly. Create a consistent study schedule that incorporates spaced repetition. Dedicate specific times each day or week to review material. This consistency helps reinforce learning and prevents cramming, leading to better long-term retention. Balance is key. While spaced repetition focuses on review, Ensure you allocate time for learning new material. This approach keeps your study sessions dynamic and prevents stagnation, promoting a well-rounded understanding of the subject. Regularly track your progress to identify areas needing improvement. Use metrics provided by spaced repetition software to assess your retention rates and adjust your study strategies accordingly. This feedback loop enhances learning efficiency. Maintaining motivation is crucial for long-term success with spaced repetition. Set realistic goals and celebrate small victories to keep your momentum. Remember, consistency over time leads to mastery. If you're finding this useful, a quick like would be amazing.